It's not every day teams get a semi-final like this. It could be Manchester United's easiest path to the Europa League final. Welcome to Old Trafford tonight for the first leg between Manchester United and Rio Ave. And before we say anything, I think we need to credit Rio Ave somewhat for being here. They've certainly deserved it. The other semi-final scores updates will bring you tonight as well. It's going to be Leverkusen and Mönchengladbach in an all-German tie. Sergio Romero gets the starting goal with Darmian Piqué, Tuanzebe and Bortwood Jackson. It's Lyndon Carrick with Murphy Cox and Hugh Cooper and James Wilson up front in a much weaker Manchester United side today. Obviously the tie with Arsenal in mind. Obviously the big priority for Jose Casillas will starting goal for Rio Ave, and Guedes will be up front. He's with Diaz and Ribeiro, Figueres Torres and Toletti in the midfield as well. So Angus von Huysen will take charge of this match. He's here. Well, there's another all-German tie in the other semi-final. So Jose has sent out a team of kids tonight, and it's going to be a lot to prove for these young players tonight. Lyndon Carrick and Piqué are the only experienced names in the team, along with Darmian and of course Sergio Romero. It's time to see what these kids can do. Chelsea will say otherwise, however. And one of the Manchester United players is down, and we haven't seen that for a while. I think it might be Wilson. Okay, so we have some bad news for Rio Ave, to be honest. They've injured James Wilson and forced Jose's hand to bring on Marcus Rashford. So now Rio Ave are really in trouble, because this kid has been scoring for fun all season long. I suppose the bad news on the part of Jose's point of view is that Wilson is now injured. But that's why he didn't bring the senior players out tonight. Only Carrick, Blind and Piqué would be considered the experienced hands. Everyone else is relatively young, including Marcus Rashford, although his experience is almost invaluable, especially this season. Here's Cox. Cox will try a shot, and he'll get fouled, and that'll be a free kick to Manchester United. So no real free kick takers for Manchester United tonight, so it looks like Brandon Murphy is stepping up. And unfortunately he's skied it. Manchester United are already confirmed for the Champions League, so we don't necessarily have to win this trophy. But knowing Jose, he'll want to. He's a winner, and a proven one of that. Oh! And it's gone in! It has gone in! Rio Ave have scored! And there it is, yet again, curse of the commentators from me here. And I really thought Romero would put this behind for a corner, but somehow he's managed to put it in the back of the net. What an awful moment for Sergio Romero, who's really played well in the games he's played. It's not an own goal, although it probably should be. Ruben Rubio has put Rio Ave in front in a shock here at Old Trafford. Manchester United behind, and like we said, Rio Ave deserve credit for being here, and they're proving why they're ahead at Old Trafford against Manchester United. Shock personified so far. Manchester United 0, Rio Ave 1. And what's even more significant is that there's an away goal for Rio Ave as well. So Manchester United cannot afford to draw this match now. They can draw 1-1, but it means they'd have to win away from home, because Rio Ave would go through on the away goal rule. Here's Rashford. And here's Cooper! And Cooper immediately replies. Manchester United back level, and it's Hugh Cooper with his first Manchester United goal, and the shocks keep on coming tonight. Hugh Cooper, cool as you like. So cool, calm and collected. And Hugh Cooper has scored a brilliant goal. And Manchester United immediately replying. It's a great goal. And that is Hugh Cooper's first goal in the Europa League and his first ever goal for Manchester United. He joins Ollie Cox and Marcus Rashford and Timothy Fosu-Mensah as well as another youth Manchester United scorer. We are back level, but as we said, Rio Ave have the away goal now, so Manchester United need to win to kind of give themselves a bit of breathing space, because if it ended like this in the away tie, Rio Ave would go through on the away goal rule. Great pass, and here's Cooper, and Manchester United flying through the gears as Cock throws himself in the box. Unfortunately, it didn't fall to him. And Rio Ave have got to be careful now. It seems like rather than gain the advantage here, they've fired Manchester United up, and now they know they're in for a game. It shouldn't have taken it, but it's working. Michael Carrick has belted it past the keeper, and now we're in for a rout, I think. Michael Carrick puts Manchester United in front, and he belted it past the keeper. What a strike from Michael Carrick. No chance for the keeper. I think the keeper's unlucky again, like the Romero goal. It's gone in off him, unfortunately for him. Michael Carrick has put United in front, and Rio Ave's little glimmer of hope when they took the lead has been completely evaporated in minutes, as it appears to have woken Manchester United up, and now the goals will keep on coming, you have to think. Rio, in just 8 minutes, it has turned from Rio Ave leading to Manchester United 2, Rio Ave 1. But again, they could score, and the update from the other semi-final, and it's Bayer Leverkusen who have taken an away goal lead at Mönchengladbach in the all-German semi-final. So we have an update from there as well. Michael Carrick, this is some shot. You can tell the way he was off balance, he really hit it. And Jose was again forced to bring on Marcus Rashford for James Wilson, but he's not needed him. That's what seems to happen with Manchester United in the transfer windows. They lose all their stars to Real Madrid, or buy them when they've been at Real Madrid. But tonight, Manchester United did have a scare from Rio Ave, but Hugh Cooper and Michael Carrick immediately put Manchester United back where they probably should be, and that's it front at half time. Manchester United have the lead by 2-1, but Rio Ave have the away goal, which could be crucial come the second leg if the score stays like this, of course. Welcome back to Old Trafford. We are about to kick off the second half in the semi-final Europa League tie that Manchester United lead by 2-1, despite a first goal from Rio Ave, which turns into the away goal when you think about it. Hugh Cooper and Michael Carrick had immediately replied within 8 minutes, put Manchester United in front. In the other tie, we have a report to bring to you. Bayer Leverkusen had equalised up against Mönchengladbach in the all-German other semi-final. So, it's all finally poised there now for the moment. And it's a great interception by Axel Tuanzebe, who puts it clear. We bring you the date with destiny on the May the 7th, when Manchester United will take on Arsenal. And like we've always said, win there or draw there, and it is game over in terms of the Premier League. Not officially, if a point is gained between Arsenal and Manchester United, as Arsenal could still win it on goal difference, but Manchester United, as we said, just need 2 points in their remaining 2 games for it all to be over. And the remaining 3 games in the league, as you know, are the chasing pack in Arsenal, Spurs and Crystal Palace to end the season. What an omen and irony that is. Having the 3 challenges for the title in your final 3 games of the season. And it's so delicately poised, isn't it? But Manchester United, you could expect to get something out of that, but don't forget, Lucas Perez had scored for Arsenal late in the day to gain Arsenal a point. Cooper. Brandon Murphy. He will shoot. Good save by the keeper. And that's why their depth is so impressive. Named with the corner. Ollie Cox. The foul in the box. The referee doesn't give it. Michael Carrick has put it in. And I think there might be some luck about it, to be honest, because I believe there might be a foul in the box, but the referee hasn't seen it. And it's a good shot by Cox here. Good block by the defender. Does Ollie Cox stick his leg out and catch the player? I think he does. I think Rio Ave are very unfortunate there. The goalkeepers are there. There's all sorts of commotion in the box. Michael Carrick takes full advantage. The referee has not seen that there could be a possible foul against Ollie Cox. I think, to be fair to him, Cox did get the ball first before reaching out and catching the Rio Ave player in the box, but nothing given. And Manchester United now are on course for Stockholm and the Europa League final. Manchester United 3, Rio Ave 1. And under the lights tonight, Manchester United have lit it up as they do. A bit of a scare in the first half when Rio Ave took the lead, but that man, Michael Carrick, a catalyst tonight with a double. And Hugh Cooper getting the other, leaving Rio Ave with a bit of a mountain to climb in the second leg, to be honest. Michael Carrick, an imperative man of the match performance, well deserved, and a great leader tonight as Manchester United take a 3-1 lead into the second leg. Rio Ave with a mountain to climb, but a glimmer of hope perhaps in that away goal. Have to wait and see. Manchester United 3, Rio Ave 1. In the other tie, Bayer Leverkusen have a 2-1 lead to go into the reverse fixture back in Germany, or staying in Germany actually. Leverkusen with 2 away goals crucially, and that one probably looks all but over as well. Live from the Emirates today, could be the title decider between Arsenal and Manchester United. The story is that currently Manchester United are 6 points clear at the top. Win today, they go 9 points clear with 6 to gain, and it confirms Manchester United as 2016-17 league champions, and that will be for the 21st time in their history. Only Arsene Wenger's men can stop them now. It's between them and Manchester United as an old rivalry comes to the fore. They used to be title contenders long before, of course, when Alex Ferguson was in charge. Arsene Wenger has remained since then. But Manchester United has gone through 3 managers in David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, and most recently, of course, the special one, Jose Mourinho, starting for Arsenal today in this crucial match. It's Petacek in goal with Bellerin, Mertesacker, Koscielny and Monreal. Brent Xhaka makes the midfield as well. Sanchez obviously starts. Giroud is up front. Theo Walcott only making the bench, with Aaron Ramsey as well. A very strong bench if Arsenal needs to call upon it, of course. Absolutely no surprise what team Jose has gone through today. It's a full-strength side with the omission of Gerard Piqué. Marcus Rojo comes in for him. He's with Shaw, by Valencia as well. The midfield is Henwood with Mkhitaryan, Pogba and Martial. Up front is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The midfield is joined by youngster Yannick Millet from France, which has been causing quite a stir in the academy. So another Manchester United youngster makes the team today, as Anthony Taylor, of course, referees a Manchester United game. It's quite a common fixture for him. But yeah, the big story today is that Yannick Millet has come straight into the side after being recently signed a senior contract. This kid has been raving due to the coaching staff. If they're right, they've got a real gem on their hands. Some word that maybe he'll take the 7 shirt, but he went with the 13 instead. The 7 shirt has come under a lot of question, and I do believe Memphis still wears it, so he wouldn't have been able to take it anyway. But the 7 shirt has come to the question as probably one of the more difficult shirts to wear for Manchester United. And of course, Angel Di Maria was there for 1 season and left with it. And Memphis had a real tough time last season, although he's really shone under Jose Mourinho this season anyway, so I don't think there was going to be any other question than a more available shirt like 13 from Malin. But let's see what he does. He's from France. He's really been setting the academy light, as we said, and he's come into a title-deciding match. And not only that is, Sanchez's shot is wide, and David De Gea's post. Arsenal have to fight with all they've got today. Lose, and they're gone. Draw, and they're all but. Because Manchester United's goal difference is far superior. Although an interesting stat going into this game is that Manchester United have scored 73 goals, and Arsenal have only let in 27 this entire season. And when you think back to the fact that in the first transfer window, Mesut Ozil was sold to Barcelona, you have to think that Arsene Wenger's signings have really done well. When you think about it, to be in this position, and I think no matter what happens, I think we'll be talking about Arsene Wenger as the Arsenal manager again next season, much to the dismay of a lot of the fans, you know, the Wenger out brigade as they're called. But obviously, you have to think of it like this. There's no available kind of name to take that great man's shoes. Arsene Wenger is one of the greats, there's no doubt about that. There will be some argument over whether he's the greatest of all time when you put him alongside Sir Alex Ferguson. It's a whole different ball game, but he certainly is one of the greats, no doubt about it. He did achieve an unbeaten season, which Sir Alex Ferguson never did, despite his success. So it's one thing he'll always have over Sir Alex Ferguson, but I think at the end of the day, Arsenal's achievements mirror him, but I think at the end of the day, you have to put Alex Ferguson amongst the greatest if you really want to talk about achievements. Alex Ferguson's career spanned almost forever until he recently left, and like we said, Arsene Wenger now, the last of the old guard per se. No, it's along with Jose Mourinho, of course. That man, what can you say? He's really outdone expectations this season. A lot of Arsenal fans were left scratching their head at the selling of Mesut Ozil, and who could blame them? You know, it's Barcelona, but whatever Arsene did with the team after that has been nothing short of, well, sensational, really, because his team are fighting for the Premier League title today. They're fighting to stay in it, mind you, but you know, a win would go a long way here. And it looks like they could get it as Cazorla gets his feet crossed, and David De Gea pretty much locks out. Pogba didn't know where he was going on that one. It's going to be a real tough one in the Arsenal midfield today as they're coming against Aaron Henwood, and we know how big game DNA he is. Marcus Rashford makes the United bench. And this could turn into something really crucial depending on today's result. Because if Arsenal win here, they go to Fort Britannia with a 3-point gap over Manchester United, because obviously United are 6 points clear at the moment. If they lose, then Arsenal close to within 3, and the title more or less will go down to the final day no matter what happens. This Premier League title. Here's Mkhitaryan. Is that a foul in the box? Mertesacker is going to get in the referee's book. I think it's only a free kick. Mertesacker, that's something he didn't need to do, really, did he? Is this in the box? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think it might be just... Is that in the box? It is! It is in the box. And Aaron Henwood here has a chance to score. And he's right at check. Oh my word, of course he is. Aaron Henwood, well, that wasn't badly struck, to be fair to him. He tried to slot it in the corner. Petr Cech, quite a phenomenal save. It's a simple one. And Aaron Henwood's love for the penalty spot has gone bad again. He did score against City, and later on Swansea, that put Manchester United in this situation incidentally. But now, Aaron Henwood's missed again. Although now, Aaron Henwood is going to be more fired up than usual. And you really don't want that going, but... It was a penalty. It was a question, though. I couldn't really tell whether it was in the box or not. But Anthony Taylor did give a penalty. I don't think Manchester United really wanted to take it, you know, considering Aaron Henwood's bad luck from penalties. But he is one of the best penalty takers in the league that has just had the worst of luck down there. And 0-0 in the first half would do it for Manchester United in virtue of they probably couldn't be caught on points. 6 to gain, they would still be 6 ahead. And only goal difference would decide it. So Manchester United, job done, really. But they probably should be ahead. But unfortunately, Aaron Henwood's sour luck from the penalty spot has sadly continued for him today. Even though he did score against Swansea in the last Premier League encounter. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0, and it's advantage United in the title race. Because even if they concede, which they have done quite a bit this season to be fair, like we said, Arsenal letting in the fewest goals this season. Here's Aaron Henwood! And Cech has denied him again. And look at the space Henwood has, that's poor defending. And I think they were lucky that Aaron Henwood had to take that, I think that was on his weaker foot. So they were rather lucky he had to do that in the first place. That made it slightly easier for Cech, and it was right in front of him. Manchester United corner. Italian takes it, it's in towards Pogba, Cech comes out. And Aaron Henwood plays a pass. And it's Malat. Francis Coquelin coming off. Arsene Wenger. And the man, Aaron Ramsey, is coming on. Now we've got a battle of the Aarons coming up. Although in Henwood's case, it's Aran actually, but he hates that. So we're going to stick with the pronunciation we've been doing all season because he absolutely hates it when people call him that. Funny fact from Aaron Henwood's school days, his name was always spelt wrong by the highest majority of his teachers. Here's Pogba. And Pogba's actually denied by Cech. Zlatan is going to come in, as is Martial. Martial's going to keep it. And maybe he should have played it back into the box. Martial. Well, yeah, I think he did the right thing here. Zlatan was like heavily marked. I think it was by Ramsey. And Pogba was offside. So maybe that's the only thing Martial could do. Maybe he could play it outside the box to Henwood, and he probably would have shot. And probably would have scored as well. Considering the whopper against Watford that he scored. Olivier Giroud is coming off for Arsenal. Very questionable move here, but I guess on comes Lucas Perez, who did save the point against Manchester United in the previous fixture when Manchester United were 1-up, I think. It may have been Rashford who scored the United goal, or Pogba, because they scored the highest majority. But then Lucas Perez, right on the death, had scored for Arsenal and saved a point. That would not do the case for Manchester United, Arsenal today, because if they get the point here, it's all but over. Oh, great interception from Mallet. It was straight at him. Oh, Aaron Henwood doing back heels. Shaw plays to Henwood on his left foot again. Well, his right foot this time, and his back to his left foot. And that hustle from Aaron Henwood denied by Cech again. And Aaron Henwood is denied for the 1,000th time by a goalkeeper. But it's all hard work rather than goals for Aaron Henwood. His hard work is invaluable. It has been that for 10 years, over 10 years now. I think he's in his 11th season as a Manchester United player. Sensational. With someone with not a lot of footballing prowess or real skill, has stayed on for so long. Anthony Martial is denied by Cech. Fantastic save. Martial was put through by Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Probably should have done better, but still a sensational save from Cech. But it won't be enough at the moment. Chamberlain goes off for Theo Walcott in an Arsenal substitution. Manchester United substitution. I think it can only be Zlatan Ibrahimovic for Marcus Rashford. It certainly is. And I think you can understand why Jose is doing this. He wants an injection of pace. Unfortunately, Zlatan Ibrahimovic doesn't really provide that anymore with his ever-increasing age. And it's not working. So Zlatan goes off for Rashford. And here comes the killer, as it were. United corner. Mkhitaryan takes it in towards Rashford and gathered by Cech. Cazorla off the bar. And back in. And oh my word. Cazorla, what a strike. Curse of the commentators almost struck me yet again. I'm going to give up because that always keeps happening. Anyway, back to the game. Cazorla. And then Aaron Henwood clearing it. I don't think he really knew that much about it at all. Oh, Marcus Rashford's been put through by Pogba. Marcus Rashford to win it. He's put it wide. Oh, how has he done that? Marcus Rashford to win it. He put it wide. How has he done that? Oh, Marcus Rashford, the scoring machine. And it's just not falling for him in the latter half of the season, has it? Martial. Rashford. Marcus Rashford in the box. To win it. Martial! He's done it! Martial with the death has won the title for Manchester United. Brilliantly played by Marcus Rashford. Unselfish. Knew what was on the line. Brilliant play to Martial. And it's all over. Manchester United League champions. They cannot be caught now. And in a Fergie time goal. And Arsene Wenger, his title hopes are over. It have to be, unless Arsenal could score in the next probably 30 seconds. But Anthony Martial has paid Arsenal back for the late equaliser they scored against them in Old Trafford. The title is Manchester United's. They cannot be caught. 6 points left to gain. 3.9 points clear. It is all over. Anthony Martial has sealed the Premier League title this season. Great play by Marcus Rashford. Unselfish. Not going himself. He knows he's kind of struggled to score. And it is all over. And don't forget, Arsenal came within a whisker of putting it to the final day with Cazorla going off the post. And it looked like Perez had got a goal there, but the tackle from Brojo, I think it was, and then Henwood getting it clear. So much has happened in this game, but the one thing that we can say now is that Manchester United are league champions with 2 games to spare. What a season it has been for Jose Mourinho, and the special one has done it again. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0. It is all over. On Day of Destiny, there was another match today. Liverpool and Southampton ended in a 2-2 draw. We'll have a look at the Premier League table, and it makes wonderful reading for Manchester United, as with 2 games to spare, they have wrapped up the Premier League title. They cannot be caught. Arsenal are 9 points back, with Spurs a further 4. Crystal Palace have confirmed their status in the Champions League next season. What a table. Liverpool end in 6th, although they could be caught by Stoke City of all teams for the Europa League spot. Chelsea only in 8th under Antonio Conte's first season. Bournemouth 9th. The champions, unbelievably, have made it to 10th place. Manchester City are all but safe. Hull City, West Brom are in a battle to stay up. Burnley are long since gone. But Manchester United are champions. And let's talk about the relegation battle a little bit. We do have 6 points left. So as we said, Hull City can get out miraculously. It looks to be between... I think everyone from Sunderland could still go down here. I think Manchester City are all but safe now. Seeing as Hull City are 6 points back. So Manchester City, Sunderland, Watford and Swansea are all safe. It's between Everton, Middlesbrough, Hull City and maybe in with a shout, West Brom. But as we said, the big story today is that Manchester United are champions. They cannot be caught with 2 games left. They are 9 points clear. And like we said, a point would have done it today because of their superior goal difference. Manchester United sealed it at the death, and it's all down to who goes down out of the last few teams down there. I think everything else is all but set in stone with 2 games left.